Watch and on Facebook Live. I'm Meteorologist Chris Bianchi. So yes, it is certainly a bit grayer than I think a lot of us would like compared to yesterday. But again, we're getting some of that needed moisture, some of that rain, and eventually some snow here in Denver and into the mountains. Today, you're seeing a fair bit of snow up that way, and that will, by the way, make travel pretty tricky into the mountains. So you just look at those headlines as we head through the remainder of your day, and also looking forward a little bit. It is mainly rain for us here in Denver. Yes, we will flip over to a bit of snow overnight and probably after dark tonight, but it's not going to be a big deal for us in Denver. Now, foothills, Palmer Divide could be a bit of a bigger deal out that way. I'll have more details on that in just a second. The mountains snowing already up there, and that snow will continue for the remainder of your day today. And all this clears on out for your day tomorrow, but it's going to be kind of cold and windy for your day tomorrow. Now, the rainfall, a lot of you probably not seeing a whole lot of it yet, at least here in Denver. It's just to our north and just to our east, and within the last few minutes, noticed outside of our windows here at 9 News, some of that rain arriving here into downtown Denver. But the heaviest of the rainfall has been from about Fort Morgan and Lyman and points east from there. So I-70, I-76 seeing some of that rainfall, and then into the mountains seeing some of those bursts of some heavier snow up that way as well. Now again, rainfall, Fort Morgan, Lyman on east. Most of the rain west there is fairly light, but we do have looks like a little bit of heavier rain up by Longmont and maybe on north to the Loveland area, but that rain will continue to fill on in as we head through the rest of the afternoon in around the Denver area. So today, again, the gray, the dreary, at times rainy weather will continue with, by the way, the potential for an isolated storm or two, especially east of Denver and the mountains. Well, we're going to keep that snow all day long up there. And by the way, also another thing to notice is those winds will be a little gusty at times, 10 to 35 miles an hour for us here into the mountains. By the way, if you do have a question or a comment, feel free to write it in below. Anthony's saying, let it snow, let it snow. Yeah, it's not going to be a huge snow event, at least here in Denver, but in the mountains, we're going to see some pretty decent snowfall, 5 to 10 inches of snow above 9,000 feet in elevation. So that would be kind of ski resorts on higher points from there. Also, some of the mountains just outside of Colorado Springs, Pikes Peak could see a few inches of snow, and also for the wet mountains here in southern Colorado, as well as the San Cristos, 5 to 10 inches of snow likely out there as well. Now, this afternoon, I think the story for us here into the mountains, and especially if you are traveling to or from the mountains, this is really important here, folks. Snow squalls possible, and that's going to be the potential for some of those very kind of fast-moving bursts of snow that make travel really, really difficult. You might have seen a viral video that came from Pennsylvania yesterday. That was a snow squall that led to this. A snow squall is, again, basically think of a thunderstorm in snow version. That's what a snow squall is, and that's going to be possible for us here into the mountains. You get these very quick moving, almost sudden bursts of snowfall, and they can reduce visibility from, at times, several miles down to less than even a tenth of a mile in a very short space and time. Now, again, do you see some of that snow down into the Denver area? It won't be until after dark tonight that we see that snow here in Denver. It's going to be mainly rain until then. The Palmer Divide, though, in the foothills, you could switch over around 5 or 6 this afternoon and this evening. And a little bit of an extra emphasis if you're traveling between Denver and Colorado Springs after dark tonight, you could be looking at some issues out there after dark tonight with the potential for a slushy inch or two of snowfall on the roads. Now again, snow squall, bursts of snow, wind, more likely than not to take place in the mountains, and creates blizzard-like conditions in a very short space and time, and it makes travel really, really difficult. So that's going to be the big issue for us in the mountains. And by the way, could see a snow squall or two linger into the mountains tonight, but the best chance for a snow squall will be this afternoon up into the mountains. Here in Denver, get some heavier rain on into the picture, probably around mid-afternoon or so. That rain will continue for us through the evening drive. And then the Palmer Divide, that's where we could see some of that heavy snow after dark tonight. And that's where we could see, again, a slushy inch or two out on the roads, but that will make travel pretty difficult between Denver and Colorado Springs. So again, keep that in mind if you're traveling out that way. And then you head on up into the foothills, and we do have the potential for some heavy wet snow from kind of Evergreen on west into the mountains here in Denver. We'll see probably a little bit of snow, but no big deal for us here in the Denver area, at least the immediate Denver area, below 6,000 feet. I don't think we're going to see much in the way of accumulation out of this event. Now, where we we will see some of that snowfall into the mountains, where a widespread 3 inches plus, and again, above 9,000 feet, you're looking at 5 to 10 inches, generally speaking, into the mountains. Foothills, Palmer Divide, 2 to 5, 3 to 6 inches worth of snowfall above 7,000 feet. In Denver, probably not much, if anything, in terms of that snowfall for us here. And we will be talking about the potential for, again, some needed moisture. Hey, we'll take the rain, right? I mean, considering what happened back on Saturday, we all know about the drought we're in here in Colorado and the Denver area. We'll take every drop of rain we can get, but at least we're avoiding some of those travel impacts of no snowfall. And by the way, we are seeing, just checking out some of your comments, and it looks like a lot of folks pretty happy about the moisture. Danette saying that, and Val saying she wants the cold and the snow to return. We might get a little bit of snow out of this, but it's not going to be a particularly snowy event. Sorry. Hey, we still got plenty of time to go. Our average last inch of snowfall, by the way, late April. So we've still got plenty of time, several weeks to go until we're probably done with the snow for the season. Tomorrow, though, while it won't be snowing, it'll feel kind of winter-like with a high temperature stuck in the 40s. And another thing to notice those winds howling 15 to 35 miles an hour. So that's going to feel pretty cold out there. Definitely winter-like weather for your day tomorrow, even though it's tomorrow's March the 30th, second to last day of the month of March. By Thursday, final day of March, 60 degrees. April Fool's, 54 degrees with a morning mix of rain and snow. No big deal, by the way. Friday, a little bit of rain, a little bit of snow, no big deal for us. And then the weekend looks beautiful with high temperatures back into the mid-60s under mostly sunny skies. And then we get some clouds and some likely rain or snow to return for Sunday night into Monday. Also not looking like a big deal at this point. So hopefully it gives you a good idea about the forecast, with, again, today, the big highlight being the snow squalls in the mountains, a bit of rain for us here in Denver, flipping over to just a bit of slushy snow in town. Foothills Divide could see a couple of inches of wet snow, and then we clear on out, but cool things down for your day tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day. I'm Meteorologist Chris Bianchi.